Guys, this is a Slinger, and this is a Warframe grind video. And yes, I am using Nekros with a roller ball, and yes, blast gating has been nerfed and is pretty much dead. But I have a boat ton of these things, so what else could I do, right? Certain builds, it took two to make those topaz shards, and they won't give you the old ones back, so what are you going to do with them? There's only so many radiation warframes, and even the ones that have radiation, their radiation powers don't really need topaz shards. So this is a auto or blast gate type build. And what I did is I just loaded it up with topaz shards. I'll show you. And got a ribbon for one of my guns for my companion. But it's not even like, how do you say? Oh, it's a good, I mean, it's not a good ribbon, it's only good for this, right? So.
Looks like you could use a bit of life support.
I'm using a Nautilus. And I forget which gun I got this on, but I will
We're going to need a bigger sight.
show you in a couple minutes. I'll get out of here. Just keep an eye on my shields, on how fast they regenerate for the video. That's all that really counts. It's just showing you how fast this regenerates for the video, and for people that want to get into shield gating but maybe are scared. I mean, this is a possibility, right? And I thought I had rolling guard on, but apparently I don't. So I'm seeing now that I don't have rolling guard on. So that's an issue too, because this build is tight. The way you have to do this build is tight, so you won't be going like level cap, right? But you will be super survivable. Unless you can like bring it with other people that have some way to get status off of you, right?
60 seconds.
So keep an eye on the shields though the whole time. And they did fix it so that it doesn't mess up your overshields. So it's not as bad as when they first went, yoink, we're taking everything, right? But it's still not good. But if you have to use it, and you have the shards, and you have access to a ribbon, and I am by no means saying to do this, I am not twisting your arm. I'm not saying, oh, this is the new way to shield gate. No, it's not. Shield gating, still shield gating. And this is not as good as, I think, in a way it's not as good as shield gating. It's not as good as, like just having a maxed out shield gate with some good armor, right? But in a bind, you could do this. It's something. I do love this area. Haven't seen this area for a bit. Since I did the Excalibur Plays video, where I took those two guys to level 600, and they turned out to be really cool guys. Yeah. Alright, so if you want to re-watch this several times, just, like I said, keep an eye on the shields, how fast they go up. Part of the problem with the topaz shards was how the shields would continuously go down after they yoinked it, and then it would go up terribly slow, right? So this is probably the way DE intends you to use these shards, with a rivet and a roller ball. I'm pretty sure of it, in fact. Yeah, actually, since they already did their nerf, I'm pretty sure this is the intended use. Yeah, let's just go with that, right? What is intended use of a game anymore? I'm pretty sure that they don't want you to go to level 999 no matter what. Pretty sure that's not intended.
I do not think the murmur will wish this to you.
You die now. You get the general idea, so I'm probably going to bail on this right now and then show you what I got. I know I'm dragging out this. Once I get playing, it's kind of fun. Then I want to go to like level 1000, which I could go to a level 1000, but probably not much more than that with this build, just so you guys know. This is not like... It's not as good as Colorvo even, right? So... just because he doesn't... Even though he's got like a 90% strip on him, he's just not as powerful as like Saren or Colorvo or whoever. So took a second to get my energy up here. Oh, that's why they turned off my to spoil it. All right. Alright, gonna head back. Get out of this.
60 seconds of life support remaining.
Yeah, 60 seconds. Got you there, Sammy. Sammy Sizzle Chest. Alright. Alright, now we'll go over the build real quick. I'm going to go back to the Orbiter because the Netrocell is,
Let's at least pretend this
you know,
mess can still work.
glitchy to say the least. But let's exit the Sanctum. Alright, so, like I said, I do not condone, I am not trying to converse with you to do something that might make you feel uncomfortable yet. So here's how it's going to go. What I did is I got the Prime Laser Rifle, right? I got a ribbon for that. And woohoo! 30.54 fire rate. That is freaking fast. And that's 90% fire rate, 2 times for bows, critical chance, and then damage to infested, which, well, I guess if I go to normal Deimos, they're fried. But yeah, it's just honestly for this. And I actually have Prime Shred on there as well with punch through, right? So you even get a little bit more. Split chamber, which helps out too, because then you get you got punch through of 2.2, you got multi shot of 1.9, and then I've got the
I thought you'd want to know.
let's look on the side here. I hate, you know, I see how people never show this part in their videos, but basically it's a blast and corrosive type build, and the corrosive is because that does a lot of good for most factions. And the blast, of course, because you're still using your shards, right? So it's a Nautilus and health and energy build. We've went over this in several videos. Lately I've been using the Daraga for the newer stuff, but that's another video, so we'll get into that some other time. All right, so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and one of them's a Tau Forge shard. 5 of these. Now, listen, I did not make these for Nekros. Do not think I'm retarded. And I am retarded, but that's a whole other video. All right, so after the nerf down, I had like, when I went through and took them off, I think I had like 20 of these, right? Because I've never missed a day. I've never missed a Cal's Garrison. I've never missed a hunt. I've been religious on both accounts of never missing for my shards. And I got lucky. I got a lot of Tau Forge or whatever, but the ones that weren't, there you go, right? So I had a lot of shards. I've been doing this since it came out, and you can't take them apart. There's no way to take them apart. So what I did is I went and I put some on radiation, like the new Warframe there, Concrete Boy. And then I had some that, let's see, Concrete Boy. Let's go to Concrete Boy right now. Concrete Boy, Concrete Boy. He looks like a slab of concrete. How can I be missing him? Oh, there he is. Corvex. All right. So Breach Surge I use on him, but there's another one called Smite. Smite is a radiation power. So Smite, some people do Smite and fusion builds. But yeah, you can use these for Corvex, right? So he's loaded up and he's got his corrosion on there too. So, but yeah, I mean, with like, I think I have more than 20 scattered around. But yeah, so what am I going to do with them, right? Corvex is loaded up. I've got another Corvex I can load up with them. And I might do that. But let's go back to Nekros, right? I should just name these. There we go. He is kind of alphabetical. So he's got one Tau Forge and the rest are all this, right? And the gun is the same gun I was using before with the Blast Corrosive build. And that's a critical chance, critical damage Riven. The Furus, same thing. But it did not even use it. Like, I'm not even using it. It's not even... I took this build apart, so pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. It should have been like something like that. And then status sticker. It's weird because I used this today to do this video, and I used it the other day to check if it was working, right? But other than that, I've been playing Saren right now, hot and heavy. Totally not, can't do that kind of stuff with Saren. I was lucky enough to make some really good shards with my leftovers. And the green shards, right? The emerald shards. So she's just killing it right now. But yeah, I just wanted to show you. This is a corrosive strip build because of shattering impact. Corrosive's obviously on it. Blast because of where we are. Melee exposure and force. Totally overpowered, but it works. Everything is overpowered, but it works, right? And everything on this video is exactly as DE intended. So that's the important part. If you're going to play a game, you got to play it as intended. So, all right, guys, that's really it. You can still blast damage, but it'll take some work. I do have the rollerball resonator on here. Resonator by itself does not work. And it does not work with like 2 shards or even like 3 or 4. It doesn't. The only way you can get around the shield gate and it'll still go down is you got to have Briefer Sprite on, right? And using a Warframe where you will actively use the powers once in a while to make sure that boom. And you're going to have to do the fast deflection, the arcane aegis, and the barrier. And people are going to say, oh, you don't need barrier. Listen, dude, tested it. This is what you need to get these kind of results. If you want shittier, less results, be my guest, do something different. Tried it without each one of these, tried it with different things. These two, this, and this. Absolute, if you want to try and do that. Rapid resilience, that's what it is. So rapid resilience, I actually had better results than rolling guard because there's so much status on the floor in that area. Sometimes you don't realize until you see and it's too late that you're getting status, right? With the rapid resilience, it's just cutting it down so much that you don't die from it. That's the important part. So, yeah, so you can totally do it with this. Also, Vigilante Vigor. So between the two of them, your timer is like cut almost in half. You've got 30% shield delay recharge and 45% shield delay recharge. If there are any other shield delay recharge type mods that go on your carrier or anything, please be my guest. Put it in the comments below. I appreciate it. Because to get that the delay down, that's where you get your invincibility from now on. So, and yeah, so I am using Resonator. You see I've got a 90% strip. That works out perfect. With Nekros, you either want like just 100% or you want 90%, right? 90% I like because you get the bonus and you're almost there, right? But you can still go with a pretty decent build and not have to put energy shards or power strength shards on or anything. So that way I could avoid putting on a green emerald and having just one for a partial strip. Yeah. That way I got my 90% strip, which I think it works really great. But that's my opinion, and opinions are like assholes, and they all stink, right? So there you go. All right, so Aegis Barrier. With the stuff in the news section, this is a kind of a... This is what happens when you go to the kitchen at 2 o'clock in the morning and you need something to eat, but all you've got is a mix of stuff, right? This is what happens. So you just take what you got and make the best you can. Sometimes you get macaroni with chopped up hot dogs in it, or sometimes it's hamburger in macaroni. I don't know. But either way, you don't feel well the next day, but it satisfied you at the time. So that's what this video is all about, guys. All right. Get out there and grind, guys. I will.